Well, hello everybody. This is Make It Better today, and today we're doing What if Deku had transfer quirk part 6. 7. Sorry, 7. I was just watching 6, now 7. And so let's begin. Sorry about the cliffhanger. I did not mean to leave it like that, but here we go. As um as they're going into the bus, Momo pretty much told everybody to get ready and get in the line, and Izuku is standing right by her, pretty much telling, just pointing the way to go. And as everybody's getting in with their costumes, of course, uh, finishing their costumes and then getting in, they're off. And right to there, All Might's not there. He's he was called in by Nezu, so he pretty much told the class and Miss Aizawa that he's going to be there a bit late. So there, um, in the bus, Zuko and Jiro are sitting right next to each other, and everybody else is sitting as they were in canon. So everybody's been talking about their quirks. A few people ask about a Bakugo quirk and then a Jiro quirk, and then some girls are asking what Deku about. Can you give more detail about his quirk? And Deku pretty much got up, rubbed his hands. So what do you want to know? And they asked, what you said you can read people's emotions and then their minds. Can you explain? And there's also you is saying, and he pretty much said, after the 10 months, I learned what I like boosted my quirk to able to read people's. Well, I learned that I can boost myself up high enough where I can read you guys' inner thoughts, not your thoughts immediately. Like if you say you're thinking of an answer and then you answer it, I can't read that. I had to when I ask you a question, the one main thought that you have there behind your head throughout your whole life, and that's what I can read. And so he said, so that's pretty strong. So do you use it all the time, or? And Zuko said, no, I only use it on my patients. And some of the guys say, patience? What do you mean? And Zuko said, well, I just pretty much help anybody that really needs it. And using my quirk at first, and then the deeper meanings, I like help them out with whatever problem for free, of course, because I'm not technically a register. This is not technically a job; it's more of a hobby right now. And so you ask, so on your emotion things, what do you see when you look at us? And Zuko pretty much tell them, when I use my quirk, your whole body is blackout. Nothing on you. I can't see through you, not through your clothes, not your clothes either. But when I use my quirk on you, black everywhere, and then color comes up. And pretty much everybody have like three colors: a black, a white, and then random other colors that I have listed, like on his back, all of them, and a few others. And he pretty much and he keeps saying, well, uh, Bakugo, uh, and Bakugo said, yeah. Are you going to do it again? And Deku said, yes. Are you ready? And Bakugo said, yeah, I'm ready. Do you need me to stand up or turn around or not anything? And Duke said, no, I don't really need it. Just don't try to make it funny. And Bakugo said, all right. And so he just sat there and said, all right, go ahead. And Zuko just read it. And Zuko is like actually drawing. Sorry, guys. Zuko is actually telling everybody, well, for me, and I pretty much know Bakugo really well. He has this red part, and he's mostly angry, as you guys can tell, and most of them nod, yes. And he's one of them is red, so it's anger, and some people their balls, and depending on how big the balls are, nothing special. Depending how big the balls are, from like a golf ball to like pretty much their whole body, it pretty much presents like how much that very emotion affects the actual person. So if you have like a 50% of your body is covered in this very emotion, your personality will be directed by that very emotion. And Zuko pretty much say, and there's some other colors as well, just in there, and they're sometimes mixed, or you can see them coming out immediately. It pretty much depends on their mood, and my quirk is pretty much depending on their mood. And so I actually check them without them knowing at all, and that pretty much shows me the actual person, not what they feel right now. And everybody's like pretty shocked to hear this. And Toku Shoto, no, Tokuyami, the guy with a shadow quirk, pretty much asked him, "Can you see my quirk emotions?" And Zuko say, "I can try. I've never done a quirk before." So he looks, and he said, "It's black, right?" And um, the bird guy said, "Yeah." And Zuko said, "It looks to me, it's completely white. There's no other color, it's just white." And they just, "Can you turn around and for we know what a white is?" And Zuko said, "It's hope." And then Zuko said, "Wait, there's another color. I see it. It's gray." "Oh, great." And they look and they're kind of surprised. And even the bird guy is actually surprised. Dang it, I did not bring my book. Forgot what I did gray with. Dang it. Either sadness, no, that's not it. But pretty much, fear. That was what was fear. If I'm wrong, then dang, I need to remember that thing. So, as he's telling this to him, and then he looks to the bird guy and see that it's completely different. All the shape, there's like a few colors showing off, and Zuko pretty much tell him, "So you have a problem with your quirk, huh?" And Tokuma said, "Yeah, I just can't control it." And Zuko said, "That's your problem. You're calling it it. It's a him or her, depending on who you want to be. But it's your quirk. It's actually a human being itself as well. It has its own conscience. It, what's your name?" And he said Black Shadow, and Black Shadow wants to protect you. Nothing else, and that's it. He doesn't want to survive, because usually hope means survival, or um, to stay alive and protect. And since he has so much of it, I assume that he wants to protect you. Is that right, Jack? And Black Shadow said, "Yep." And Togami say, "Well, Black Shadow, do you want like a name officially?" And Black Shadow said, "No, I like the name. Pretty cool." And so, as the whole class says this, they just they all pretty much are thinking that he just helped Tokoyami. I got his name right. Tokoyami with his quirk, or his partner. Sorry. And so, as they're gonna talk about some more stuff. Someone asked, "So what?" No, Shoto. He asked, "So what are your parents? Are they pro heroes or something?" And Zuko said, "No, my dad, he's a hero. He's a support hero. He's around the top 10, and he didn't, and he doesn't really give himself a name. He just go by his own name." And they asked, "What's his name?" And Deku said, "Well, his name is Asashi." They never heard of him, but they somewhat know. And Deku pretty much said he's pretty much a healer, and that's it. And they asked, "What about your mom?" And Deku said, "I never told you guys about my last name, right?" And they said, "No. My last name is Zuku Midoriya." And they say, "Midoriya? So your mom is what?" And Deku finished it. Well, Jiro said, "It's Inko Midoriya." And they're kind of surprised that he's the reason that she's so popular is because she helps high-ranking heroes. One of them is Endeavor. Yep, this is the reason why she's so famous. She helped Endeavor be a lot nicer. He's not completely nice to his family, but he's nicer to the whole world. To everybody else, he changed to be a nicer person. He would like sign other people's autograph. And but at, and then as the show said, so your mother just do and so what did she do to my dad? And not what thing? Zuko pretty much told him that he can't disclose that information. He's not allowed to. And so they just went off. And as they were getting off and saying as a pro hero, I forgot. No, 13. I forgot her name. And no, yes, I know it's a her. So, okay, here we are. As they're going in the into the USJ, yeah, USJ. Sorry, guys, it's my first, so don't. And as they're walking in, and the close, as the door is starting to close, and she's explaining how this USJ is pretty much showing you what everyday heroes actually go through and behind the scenes, and some of the stuff. And I became a support hero with my quirk. And she starts to say, well, originally, this place was for me to safely practice with my quirk, but I changed it into my for the UA. And some people are questioning, what do you mean by your help out with your quirk? And she said, well, everybody's not born equally. And some of them say agreed. And she also say, and some of our quirks are actually more dangerous than you think. And Zuko say, yeah, pretty much, like Kirishima. And Kirishima said, what? And Zuko said, like your quirk, you can easily hurt anybody, just hardening your skin and punch someone square in the jaw, and pretty much knock them out. And you can keep doing it and well, kill them. And 13 is kind of surprised that he said that, but she also said, well, yeah, anybody's quirk can also be used as a villain quirk. It pretty much depends on the person if they want to be a hero or a villain and their experience. And Zuko pretty much said, oh, no, she's like, you know that girl that was like invisible? And they said, I think her name was Kendall. And there's the whole class thing. I think her name was Kendall. And Zuko said, yeah, her quirk was like perfect to be assassin. If she became a villain, no one can ever see her because the cameras won't catch her either, unless they have infrared. And they won't be able to hear her because it was impossible for me to hear her, and I'm pretty focused on my stuff. And so she was like pretty much the perfect villain, but she became a hero. So yeah, and they're kind of surprised, and they are started thinking like, how is my quirk gonna be if I chose to be a villain? And some of them are freaked out, and 13 say, anyway, as they're like getting close to the stairs, and we're gonna show you. She said, anyway, we're gonna do some more some practices and showing you around, see how everything is. Just pretty much let you have the feel. And Kirishima said, really? And so, are we going to be fighting with fake villains too, or is that And Aizawa and 13 look down, see them, and immediately went to battle mode. And so 13 protect the kids, and Aizawa start walking, running, flying down there. And Izuku, with his bright idea, okay, and Zuko with his idea, pretty much as the door was closing, it was gonna shut close, and Zuko pretty much tried to jam it open, and pretty much told Ira to go out there and run, and get some heroes. And so is everybody like pushing Ira away and trying to push anybody else, but it was too late. Zuko pretty much got his arm snapped, pretty much clean off on his left arm, and some of them are surprised that wait, you need to cover it, your arm, and Zook said it's fine. Oh, I mean it's fine, and then if 2 seconds passed by, said, see, it's all gone, and they say, oh, we forgot, and so as this was going on, Kirigiri pretty much came in and do the same thing. I'm not really good with fighting scenes, but I can try my best. And so everybody was transported back into their spots as they did in canon. So Suyu, Manila, and Deku are flying. As everybody was flying, Zuko fell down, and he's in the water, just swimming around. And so he decided see if he can. He thinks of like, how about well, pretty much using his right foot or arms and start like echoes around using 1 for all, 1% clapping and feeling the shockwave around. He's using and then cover that, and that was pretty much covering him using his emotional quirk and to spread out. So right now it can go and just it went higher to be 4 yards away, 4 meters away around him, all around. And so he feels some people around him, and so he decided to give them depression or the just black, and give it to them, and they slowly just went down, trying to drown themselves pretty much, and they just stopped and gave up, and Zuko pretty much is swimming, and Suyu pretty much grabbed him with her tongue, and pulled him up, and then she did the same thing with Mineta. As everybody's freaking out, Zuko is just sitting there and thinking. And Suyu sees this and say, "You have a cold face. Are you thinking or something?" And Zuko pretty much told him, "I don't think they know what our quirks are." And she said, "And how can you tell?" And Zuko said, "Wait, let me check one more time." And so he used his quirk, asked one of them, "What are you guys doing here?" And so there he reads it. The villain said nothing, but Zuko just needed that just to go into his mind, and they see they're here to kill All Might, and what are their quirks? And Zuko said, "Okay, first, I'm not gonna tell you what the real mission here, but second, they don't know about our quirks, so we can use that to our advantage. You purple guy kid, throw the balls everywhere as possible, because I can. For me, at first, I thought those were bombs, and you just threw them and they explode. But since they don't know what they are, they will think they're bombs." And Mandela said, "Oh, that's smart." And so he started throwing it everywhere. And Deku said, "And don't say a thing." And Mandela was about to say something, but Deku said, pretty much covered his mouth and said, "Don't say anything." And so they see, they are looking, and all the villains are like being cautious about it because they don't know what it is. And Deku pretty much said, "Okay, super strength." So he charged and said, "Suyu and Mineta, hold on to me." And they say, "Sure, okay." And they say, "Why?" "Because I'm going to jump all the way to the other side." And so he charged up to 25% and fly up. as Sue and Manila are pretty shocked to see us, him flying that far away and jumped, cleared it. All Might has still hadn't came in, and so forgot his name. The hand guy. Dang it, I don't know. I forgot his name. Karen Gray. No, but the hand guy. He's told pretty much in this scene that's going on. Manila, Deku, and Suyu are watching as Aizawa is beating the villains, beating the villains at this point, and then he got hit by some bird with no feathers, bird face, human body, bulked up, red, purple all over with some scars, and pretty much it hit Aizawa once, pretty much stopping and making all the other villains escape and going to other places, and pretty much beating him down over and over, using and holding one of his arm, thrashing him around as a rag doll, and pretty much holding him as I was bleeding. And the hand guy pretty much told the Nomu to finish him, and so he just immediately threw down Aizawa down, make it look like he was dead, but really he's unconscious. But a lot of blood is coming out, so it seems like he's dead. Sorry. As all this going on, Zuko pretty much say, "I'm gonna need your emotions." And Sui say, "My emotions?" And Zuko said, "Yes, yours and yours, Manila." And Manila said, "Wait, why mine?" And Zuko said, "I'm not taking all of it, but your emotions is one of the rare ones." And so he's getting a little happy that his is rare, but he was going to ask a question about it, but not at this time. And so Zuko pretty much took out the yellow emotion and then took out the purple. And pretty much you know how Manila is, how he is, and why he's so hated. It's because of that purple emotion. Yes, perverty. And pretty much made him like that. So after Zuko pretty much planned to take the whole thing, but no, he took the whole thing out. And it was huge. It was his whole body. Manila's whole body, that's his emotion pretty much on Deku's hand right now. And Deku pretty much is mixing both of their emotions together, even them out, taking some emotions out, putting in black and gray into it. Gray. Okay, it was right. I was right here. And so, as he's mixing that in, it's turning purple to darker purple, and then almost black. But there's some yellow as well. And Deku pretty much gave one to Suyu and one to Manila, and pretty much told them, and it takes about 5 hours for it to completely disappear or break. And if you crash it in your hand or you have to throw it at somebody, and when it shatters, it will go to the person it closest to. So you make sure you guys run. And so he told them, and pretty much gave each one of them one. And Deku started running over as he's still holding. He pretty much have his hand in a ball, and he's trying to make some more, because they're pretty hard to make with that very emotion. And as he's running like that, going to Aizawa, and the hand guy saw that and pretty much told the Nomu to attack Zuko. So Zuko pretty much saw that. He dodged the first wing, and he's holding the very emotion right into his left hand, and he got hit again by Nomu's other arm, and he started flying around and pretty much kind of like a helicopter by his whole body, and he landed almost close to Aizawa. And he asked, "Hey, Aizawa, "Are you still alive?" And Zoro said, "Barely. Why?" And the Nomu is like slowly walking there because it thinks it's dead, but the Haran guy pretty much told Nomu to finish him off. There should be at least kill as much students as you can. And so the Nomu is like walking to it because it shows see no danger. So it just walks to him, and Zuko is like, "Oh, hold on a minute, I'll take care of this one." And Zuko pretty much waited for for it to grab his head, and as it grabbed his head, Zuko's head, and Zuko pretty much tried to punch it. It didn't work, but he break the marbles and push it into the Nobu. And for a minute, the can guy is telling the Nobu to crush to kill that kid. And then the Nomu was about to, and then start feeling fear and then sickness as well, because the purple, the whatever that was in Manila is now in the Nomu, and that very emotion pretty much make you freaking sick, like seasick, but to the highest. Like if you smell something terrible, I'm thinking about it right now, make you gag. Like, oh dang, just thinking of it making me sick. Oh, sorry, but pretty much thinking of it make you sick. And he got like a full body, almost 20 gallons. I'm not sure how big Manila is in real life. He's 3 feet, so 20, no, 5, 10. I'll give him 15 gallons of that very emotion into the Nomu. And the Nomu is like showing signs of like going up, but it can't because it's a Nomu, not a human. And then then don't know. The hand guy pretty much used a beeper because I'm putting this in just for this part. Beeper telling the Numu as he's beeping to kill that kid, and the Numu just start crushing Zuko's head slower and slower, and it start bleeding, and Zuko feeling the pain, and was thinking how can he not how can he survive all of that, and then pretty much that Zuko died. Yes, he died, and as Nomu and everybody else saw this, and they're like terrified that they just killed Zuko, and the one of the strongest kids in 1A. And Aizawa is looking at this because he's awake, he just can't do anything. His bones are broken, and he's just pretty much thinking there. It's just there thinking that he has failed his students. He has failed, so he's trying to move and get up, but he broke. His arms and legs are broken, and some of his spine is too. And so the Numu pretty much dropped Izuku, his lifeless body, on the ground. And the hand guy is pretty much happy to see this. At this time, they're hearing some kind of thunder noise, and it's All Might breaking through the doors. And he sees the two bodies, one Aizawa and one Izuku, and he's getting angry, and see that it's what's in front of him is the Nomu. And so All Might pretty much ask no questions and start fighting with the Nomu. As the scene is going by, with him pretty much fighting the Nomu on and on, getting angrier and pretty much thinking that he just failed his students. And this pretty much going for like 5 minutes, and everybody's focused on that. And for Izuku, bump, bump, bump. I can't do a heartbeat. I can't do it. But slow for 5 minutes. That's how long it pretty much makes Izuku heal up on his head. And so and then when he heals on his face, he kind of looks around using his eyes, not his neck. Just look around, see that no one's noticed him. So he start focusing on his arms, and then legs, back, and then breathe in, breathe out, and start thinking, okay, so that thing, I'm gonna try something new. Hopefully it works. And so, Suyu is still looking at as Deku because she's pretty much shocked that he died in front of her, and she never seen this, so she doesn't know how to react. And so she is seeing him getting up, and Mineta is pretty much trying to cry and pretty much is crying that everybody's gonna die just like Zuko, and Suyu just pretty much grabbed his face and turned and looked at it, and she just say shh, and then Zuko is standing up, gathering all his emotions as he can and just putting it into himself. He's leaving it there, and he's using his echo. I'm going to call it echo motion. Echo motion on his right foot, feeling what exactly is inside that very Nomu, and he feels nothing. He feels he feels gray and a bit of hope. And Zuko's thinking, okay, can I take in the fear? Can I take it in? And so he's just trying to move his body and see if it can fit in there. And then he thinks, how about he put it into someone else? And so Zuko is charging up one for all in his body, is using his emotions, is turning into colors, and then it landed on gray, and then slowly landed on white. And so Zuko is pretty much putting it in his fist now, his whole body, and then mostly on his right and left fist, glowing with white on his left and black on his right. And he's just holding it in, and then as he see a chance to charge, as All Might was getting down, getting beaten, as Kurogiri pretty much did that, holding All Might in with his pearls. Zuko pretty much saw the chance and hit the Nomu with the black quirk, with the black uh, the right fist that was covered in black. The pure fear, the pure depression of fear, worst thing emotions. In that 1 second, he knows that this monster doesn't feel that very pain, so he pretty much grabbed that very emotion back into to himself, and he stands back and see if the white one work. So he's waiting there, and he's actually dodging the Nomu's attacks since he's using 30% at this point. And so he's dodging, and then as he sees one fist getting close to him, he dodged just barely where it only hit his hairs, and Izuku punched into his stomach as it did in the cannon, and nothing happens, but he put in that hope into that very Nomu. And then he start grabbing grabbing the Nobu with his right hand, and start pulling out any other emotions out. All the yellow, all the blue, all the purple, all the pink, all the red, all the orange, all the yellow, all the gray, and then all the white, and all the black out. And it's pretty small to him. Zuko's looking at it, it's pretty small. And then Zuko's pretty much said, hope this works, and he pushed all of his hope into of himself into the Nomu as much as he can. And then Zuko kind of feels some pain, and so he looks around and he sees it's brain damage. And so Zuko pretty much put the emotion back into himself on his right hand, touched the Nomu, and said, transfer. And everybody hears All Might hear him saying transfer, and All Might is pretty much telling him, why are you trying to heal the villain? And Zuko said, it's an idea, just stick with it. And so All Might trust him, so he just allow it. And Zuko stands back and see what's gonna happen. And as the Kan guy is pretty much telling the Nomu to attack that kid and make sure he's dead. The Nomu was about to go, but he stopped. He put his arms down and start trying to speak. First in mumbles, I'm uh, 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 and Deku pretty much said, "You can speak. I know I took care of that. Do you feel anything?" With a calming voice, and the Nomu pretty much said, "Am I? Where am I?" And Zuko pretty much say, "Can you move?" And the Nomu is said pretty much is moving his arms, and then his legs, arms, and then he will move his head up and down, not trying to say yes. And Zuko pretty much said, "You have suffered way too much. You have two choices: surrender now or death." And the Nomu really wants to say he wants to surrender, but he keeps hearing the hand guy pretty much telling him to kill the kids, and Nomu said, "I don't think I have the strength to." And there, Zuko's saying this out loud, but the Nomu is thinking of it. He can't say it because he's too scared to have people hear him. And so Zuko said, "So, where is your weakness?" And Nomu said, "You can see it's my brain. It's the only thing that's not healing." And Zuko pretty much asked him even quieter, where nobody can hear him, "What is your name? And do you have any last words?" And the Nomu is kind of like tearing up. And the hand guy is seeing this and seeing Nomu, and he's kind of thinking, did he come back from the dead? Because originally they think that each Nomu is pretty much dead, and they just use their bodies. And the Nomu will pretty much tell him his name and where he used to live, and he had a daughter. And Zuko said, and what's your daughter's name?" And he said, "She." He said, "I don't remember her name, but she used to be in this hospital, and it's the same hospital that Deku has been in." No, he said the name. I just can't think of any names right now. And Zuko said, Was she in room 115?" And he started nodding up and down. And Deku said, "I'm sorry to tell you this, but she died 2 years ago." And Zuko pretty much asked, "But I can say this once. At the time I was there, I helped her with her illness as much as I could. I helped her with her mind and deficiency, and she remembers you. She just hoped you were coming back. And as this is going on, All Might is charging up a one for all, and Zuko pretty much gave him the signal and to do it. And Zuko pretty much told him, and now you'll be able to go and see her again." And the Nomu this time speaks, saying, "Thank you." In a really, and he said, "Thank you," as much as he could. And All Might gave him the finishing blow and pretty much knocking him in the head and killing the Nomu. And so, as this was going on, Zuko pretty much seized him and took away any hope that was in there, since it's a dead body now. So he took around, said his name, said "thank you," and put it into himself. And Kirigiri and the hand guy see they just lost their Nomu, and very mad about it. They freaking left. Everybody left there. All the villains are still there. So Deku is so furious with everything, and he feels all the rage that the Nomu had without the brain interference. So Izuku pretty much used his right foot, feel every villain around him. This time 100% of one for all. Use it everywhere in the USJ. Feel every villain, and with his left foot, he stomped down, and everybody heard, and All Might heard that. Even Aizawa was hearing that. Even somewhat faintly, Suyu and Mineta heard that. Just a stomp on the ground, and that very second they see a black ring coming from Deku, spreading out, going everywhere, only and going into each and every villain. And right when that very second the villain felt that, the villains pretty much stopped, wrapped their arms around their self, and just started crying, kneeling, and pretty much asked, "Someone please kill me! Just someone please kill me! I don't want to live anymore." And each of them are saying this out loud as possible as they're tearing up and crying. And some of them actually just fainted out of this whole thing. And Zuko pretty much said, "And now you all know how this man you call a Nomu felt." And Zuko pretty much passed out at that point. And All Might saw that and kind of framed that at this point, and then saw all the villains and tried to gather him up as all the other heroes came up and gathered them up. And they see Azawa pretty much laying there, pretty much unconscious, but almost most of his bones are broken. What time is it? Dang. Okay, I'll tell. As all this was slowing down, hopefully I have enough time. I'm sorry, my phone is dying, so I'll wrap it up on this point. And as everybody's like leaving, Deku, some of the kids were injured, and everybody's in the medical room. And Zuko pretty much woke up, and Baku pretty much said, "Bring him some water. Bring him some water." And Zuko said, "Make it a gallon." And they pretty much bring up as much water as they can. And Zuko just like uncap the whole thing and start chugging the whole thing, all of it, all the way down. And then he start breathing. Okay, what happened? And they pretty much tell him what has happened and afterwards. And Zuko said, "Where is Aizawa?" And they say, he's in the next bed, next room." And Zuko said, "Can you take me there?" And they say, and the recovery girl said, "Yeah, we can take you there. It's all good. You're pretty much fully healed. You just need water." And so Zuko pretty much pulled out the needle that was in him and got up, walked, and pretty much ran to Aizawa and say, Aizawa, how you doing? How you good? And anything is hurting?" And Aizawa pretty much said, "I need some sleep." And recovery came in and said, and pretty much told Azuko that he's gravely injured and he needs a few weeks to fully heal. And Deku said, "Can I use my quirk on him?" And she said, what can you do that I can't?" And he said, "I can do this." As he grabbed Aizawa's hand and Zara's hand and pretty much said, "Hey, that hurt." And Zuko said, "Shut it," and said, "Transfer." And Zuko like falling to his knees, and Baku said, "It's okay, he'll come back. Get him another bottle of water." And then Zuko pretty much stood up and said, "Finally." And he just passed out again. This time 10 minutes. And Zawa, and on this, right when Zuko passed out, Aizawa pretty much stood up, moved his arms, and then tell recovery girl that he's completely healed. He doesn't feel any pain at all. "Did he give me any meds?" And she said, "No, no meds." And so Aizawa pretty much looked to his Deku and said, pretty much tell him thank you. and Zuko pretty much passed out at that point. And Bakugo said, "No worries, he will wake up in 10 minutes, and then you can say it." And so after that, the 10 minutes passed up. Zuko woke up in the nurse's office, and four people are standing there just watching him. And it was Bakugo, Aizawa, Jiro, and All Might. And they're all like standing there over him. And Zuko said, "Can you move? I want to see the light." And Bakugo said, "Don't go to the light. You're not dead yet." And Jiro's kind of just shaking and holding his hand, say, "Don't leave me, don't leave me." And Zuko said, "I'm not. I just want to see the hospital light again." So soothing. And Bakugo said, "He's brain dead. Get him some more water." And Zuko said, "Hey,